Yo. I'm not gonna start the video over, but let's keep it authentic, right? This is for your spirit. You need to hear it. And I want to talk about something that I feel like everybody should actually really look into. You know, I'm always talking to y'all. Let me put my gun. Put on my palette. I gotta chew my gun while I speak as well. That's something really important. So I'm gonna talk about dopamine releases of dopamine, because I feel like that's really something that doesn't really get talked about too much, you know, because your brain and your heart is extremely important. You know, your brain is the matrix, right? But like your heart is like the monitor of everything that is going around, because your heart pumps. You know, your heart is your life force. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you get shot in the heart, like, you're deceased, right? If you get shot in the brain, you can be deceased, but at the same time, there's people in this world that actually survived off of getting shot in the head, you know, and that's very fortunate. That's some, we don't understand how much of a blessing that is. You know, so I want to talk about this topic. You know, about dopamine releases. You know, dopamine hits are extremely, they could be severe and they could be negative, they could be good, they could be addictive. You know, most people don't really know about it. So I'm gonna talk about this in a simplified way. And some of it, I'm going to talk about it in a generalized way. So, dopamine hits, this is the most simplified way I can explain the dopamine hit. If you look up neuroscience, this is a guy, I forgot his name. I'll be watching his videos and I'll be, you know, studying all what he says, you know, about the human mind. You know, for example, if you watch a lot of porn, you know, that dopamine hit is very crucial to your mind. You know, when you stimulate it on a consistent basis, if you're watching porn like daily, on a day-to-day basis, you know, I don't know what type of porn you're watching. I don't know who's watching this, but if you're watching porn, just limit yourself from watching too much of it. You know, and keep in mind, this is a good disclaimer. I should have made a disclaimer before I even made this video. This is a disclaimer. I'm not telling you to do this or do that. I'm just speaking to y'all, right? So, if you're watching porn, whatever type of porn it is, limit yourself from doing too much of it. You know, do stuff that you can enjoy doing, like working out, doing push-ups, writing, journaling, taking walks. Do stuff that you could actually enjoy doing without being stabilized, like your mind being so attached to the matrix, you know what I mean? Like, I just came from the gym, and like I just felt like so much of a dopamine release. Like, a dopamine release is like such vital to your physical, like, mindset, your mind state, your physical state. You know, healthy. You ever heard the term healthy body, healthy mind? Like, that's extremely important, because we live in this digital era. You know, we need dopamine release. We do. You know, you need to do some push-ups. You know, especially if you're a man, you need to do some push-ups. You need to, you know, lay off the porn every now and again. And consistency, you know, is very key, because your mind needs a detox. That's why I do the semen retention. That's why I do certain things, you know, because I'm human. You know, even though I may have urges and needs, but I know what to do to stay away from that. I know there are good dopamine hits, like keeping myself entertained while watching like YouTube videos, watching TV, you know, dopamine hits as, you know, such as being on the phone and gathering information. That's good dopamine hits. But severe bad dopamine hits are very crucial to your mind because there was neuroscience. If you just type in neuroscience dopamine, he explains it to a point where we live in a very lonely era of people just being on the tablet, being on the phone, being on the laptop, or whatever the case may be. You know, you go on Pornhub, you know, you can watch these videos and you're masturbating to it and you're not having a connection with nobody. You're just releasing, you're just, you know, just keep playing, you're just, you know, nutting to, you know, certain videos that you shouldn't really do because you're not sharing energy with nobody. You're not putting yourself in a situation where like, oh, I could possibly talk to this girl. Or just, you know, good dopamine hits, like dopamine releases. Dopamine releases could be such as just talking to somebody without any like sexual conduct. A dopamine hit is literally, this is what it literally is for your mind. Good or bad. So a dopamine hit is when you're doing something and you're such in a euphoric state mentally that your mind think is good. It may be good or it may not be good when you're watching porn. But when you have a dopamine hit, it's like an explosion. It's like an explosion that doesn't go off. It just keeps going on. On and 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 on until you stop. You know, like watching your favorite porn scene. I notice there's a lot of freaky girls out there and the freaky ass men out there and freaky ass ladies out there that, you know, think it's just cool to, you know, do what y'all doing. Just, you know, just make sure y'all working out and working on yourself and don't, you know, be in a mind state of just getting dopamine hits sexually. You know, sexual dopamine hits are not good for your mindset. It's not good for your mind state because if you do that, it becomes an addiction. Too much access to something is not good for you. It really is not good for you. Excuse me. Now, a good dopamine hit, you know, can be you watching TV, watching a basketball game that you enjoy, and that could hit home for you. Like, you know what I mean? You know, women, you know, y'all could be watching like makeup tutorials, and you know, you could, you know, that can inspire you to do, you know, makeup on like one of your, you know, female friends. You know, do, you know, man, if you're watching basketball, that could be vital for your inspiration. You know, that could really inspire you to go out to the park and, you know, shoot basketball because it's, you know, it's spring. You feel what I'm saying? It's springtime, and you know, I want to see people get outside more. I don't like people always inside unless you have, you know, a family that you have to attend to. That's cool. You know what I mean? So now let's get back to the dopamine releases. Dopamine releases can be going to the gym, of course. Can be doing recreational activities with your guys or even yourself. You know, doing push-ups, doing jumping jacks. You know, reading a book. Reading a book is very important. Have you ever heard the term? You ever heard the term? Reading is fun to mental. You know what I mean? Fundamental. Reading is fundamental. Like doing little things such as that is so big. And the biggest thing that you're doing for yourself is so bad. You know what I mean? So reading a book, writing, journaling, you know what I mean? That type of stuff type of dopamine release. To me, in my opinion, there's no such thing as a bad dopamine release. If y'all think so, y'all can leave it in the comments. I never heard of a bad dopamine release in my life. I just feel like a dopamine release is very vital, and it's a detox for your mind. I never heard of a bad detox. You know, like I never heard of a bad detox. Like going out, taking a walk, going to the park. You know, keeping yourself grounded. With the foundation of your root chakra, from your lowest chakra up until your highest chakra. Dopamine releases are very vital, especially if you're doing too much, especially if you're around people. You know, you're at the workplace and you're on your phone too much. Just take time for yourself. It doesn't even have to be an hour. It could be 30 minutes of you just simply doing push-ups. Simply doing push-ups, simply just exercising before you go to bed, so you can have well rest. You know what I mean? So you can just be still with yourself, be at peace with yourself. You know, just figuring out what you need to do. You know, to have just a good time with yourself. You know, recreational activities, reading a book when you get home. People that don't work out, a good dopamine release is reading a book, journaling, taking notes. You know, whether you're on the internet, whether you're doing I don't tell people what to do. I don't even recommend people because I'm not your father. You know what I mean? But I do consider y'all, you know, I support y'all if y'all support me. So I will consider, you know, y'all to go get a book. Go get a book. Go get a notebook. Go get something for that dopamine release, because there's a lot of, you know, stuff that's going on in this world, and I'm like, hey, you get that? You know, you that old doing that? You know, I'm not judging. I don't judge. I just say how I feel about things. I never judge. Only God can judge. Only the Most High can judge me. Only my ancestors could judge me. You know, I'm supporting y'all and y'all support me. Look how beautiful that sun is. You know, it's cloudy and that sun is still beautiful. That sun is still shining. You know what I mean? I like to make my videos 15 minutes or less because it trains me on, you know, just not making my videos too damn long, you know? But yeah, you know, just make sure y'all working on your mind and your body. You know what I mean? So your soul will be good. Make sure your mind will be good. Just make sure y'all, you know, take breaks off of social media. It's okay to delete your app. Social media's not going nowhere. It's not going nowhere. I deleted Snapchat, got right back on it, and now I felt completely fine. Like, bro, my bro in New Jersey, I'm not gonna say his name, he had lost his phone a year ago. He had for like a good month, and he said he was completely fine, knowing that his phone was, knowing that his phone was gone, and now he was good. Like, he didn't miss out. I guess he missed out on social media or whatever the case may be, but that shit ain't going nowhere. But I'm done with this video. Just make sure y'all take time for yourself. Make sure y'all work on yourself. Build yourself up. Don't rely on anybody. You know, self-preservation is extremely important. Believe in yourself. Believe in the greater good. Don't believe in these demons. You know, all praise to the Most High and your ancestors. All praise to the Most High and my ancestors. And I love y'all dearly. Y'all stay focused on yourself. Y'all keep doing y'all. Stay out of trouble. Because looking for trouble ain't gonna get you no damn well. Alright? This is Earl. This is for your spirit. You need to hear it. I'm out.